Good afternoon. I'm going to take a look at Yuengling. I don't know how to pronounce this. Sorry about that. Traditional lager. This is an original amber beer. So this is not a beer that I can get out here on the West Coast. They don't distribute this far. But is America's favorite beer maybe or something like that? I mean, Budweiser would probably balk at my saying that. But I hear a lot about this beer. So my friend Christine, while she was in North Carolina, picked some up for me. So I'm going to take a look at it. Didn't even look at the alcohol content. What are we at? Weird. It doesn't even say how much alcohol is in it. Some amount of alcohol. Okie dokie. So let's take a look. Definitely very lagery. In its smell, it always reminds me of like corn or corn, I suppose. Lots of pale wheat, not even wheat, grain out of this. A slight sweetness. Color-wise, it's actually much paler than I was expecting, given the fact that it's an amber ale. Let's see how we can. There we go. Maybe you can see that. I was expecting it to be a little bit darker when I was looking at it, but I guess it's in this green thing, so who knows. Anyway, and it definitely poured heady, but I think it's going to dissipate by the time I get down to the bottom here. So let's have, it's also very, very bubbly. Let's have a drink. Interesting. I definitely a lager. Which is its point, I suppose. But and if you know me, you know lagers aren't necessarily my favorite. It tastes a lot like it smells. So kind of corny, grain, like a little bit of sweetness. It also has a very distinct metallic flavor, which is interesting. Kind of a nice, clean, bitter finish to it. A pretty drinkable beer. I mean, but it mostly tastes like most lagers that I've had. Actually, I guess I've had a couple that tasted like nothing, which was really weird to me. Anyway, it's drinkable. I think has a nicer kind of crisp finish than how I remember Budweiser tasting. Although I think this is, it's been at least a year since I've had Budweiser, and that was at the factory, so it's hard for me to compare. Kind of reminds me of like a Mars and Oktoberfest kind of beer, and I think that that's probably closer to its style. So it has a little bit more flavor, I think, than a traditional like American standard American or premium American lager might. Not a horrible beer. I think so. This is billed as America's oldest brewery. It's what it says on this label here, and I would go as far as to say this is a very drinkable beer, and that if it were available in my area, I might buy it again. But as it is, it's not available in my area, and the person or who owns this company, I think, has some kind of nasty politics, which makes me not inclined to support them with my dollars. And I don't know what those politics, the details of that is. It's on the list of companies when I'm discussing companies with my friends that have some nasty politics. Anyway, clean up your politics. Maybe more people will drink your beer. But anyway, not a bad beer. Yuengling or Yuengling or whatever it is, traditional lager. This is the original amber beer. Cool. If this is a beer that you've had, share with me. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I think many of you have had this beer that are on the East Coast. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good night.